Welcome to this month's fishing update. Now we're going to be talking about March. We've just rolled into March and it's one of my favourite times of year to fish. The weather's starting to cool off a bit. We're starting to get a bit of a reprieve from the summer heat. So let's break it down. So from the top dams, Copton for example, it's going to start to cool down. The surface temperature in it's going to start to cool down a bit too. And hopefully Murray cod are going to start feeding up, building up into winter. There's a few fish being caught so far. Most have been caught on spinnerbaits. There's been a couple caught on surface, but they're not biting like they were in winter time. The New England rivers, they should start to cool down too. A lot of those perennial streams that are only fed by rain, they're quite hot over summer and the fish tend to shut down, but now it's starting to cool. We should start to see a lot more surface action building into March, April. Coming down, Windermere, same again, it's starting to cool down too, and the yellow belly are starting to feed a little bit more aggressively. We're also starting to see some Murray cod getting caught out of there too, which is quite good, and a few catfish getting caught on bait as well. Moving down to more southern New South Wales, start talking about Burrinjuck and Blowering. Burrinjuck and Blowering, plenty of redfin getting caught in that 30 to 40 foot of water. Trolling over them with hard bodies, then once you've located the school, picking them up with ice jigs or soft plastics tends to be the go. A new dam that's really getting a bit of a reputation for itself. By new, I mean it's got a new wall, Lake Manus. Some massive catches of redfin out of Lake Manus. You don't know where it is located near Tumbarumba. 50, 60, 70 fish a day is not unoften, especially around the wall area. Small vibes, small soft plastics. There's even been a few guys picking them up on fly. Now, the Murrumbidgee, the Lachlan and the Murray, they all should start to lower very, very soon as irrigation season starts to wrap up. We'll start seeing the water temperature drop as well. Now, this will also coincide, hopefully we will start towards April, we'll start seeing some big boggon moths start to hatch, and the surface fishing should start to fire again. Now, a lot of people start packing up their surface gear when it starts to cool down, especially when those moths start flying around. You need to get it back out again and start really cracking it. So once again, I've got to really tell you, the fish are going to start feeding. It's going to be very, very active time, so it's the best time to get on the water. In Victoria, we're looking at Lake Eildon, some small to medium sized cod getting caught, nothing huge, but some good numbers for those guys who are putting the time in. Spinnerbaits and hard bodies flicked in hard amongst the timber, generally around that 4.5 to 5 metre depth range. There's been a few guys who have been angling with surface lures and doing okay, but stick with your deeper diving lures and your spinnerbaits until the water temperature drops there a bit more. Y-angler, some great results on Strike Force lures, trolling golden perch, and some fantastic surface action as well for Murray cod, which hasn't been really known for that dam. There's one angler in particular picked up 6 cod on surface for the night. Nothing huge, biggest one was about 75, but they were all caught in the one timbered bay. And now up into the snowy. So dry fly has been fantastic. Guys have been walloping trout left, right and centre in the small creeks, Yukonbean River, blue water holes, any of those snowy streams. Flies, caddises seem to be the way to go too. Big bass and hoppers have been doing well. Working them in conjunction with a nymph is a good way to go. It's a good two-way bet. If they're not coming up and taking the big fly or the big red tag fly, they're generally taking the nymph. For you guys who are starting to get into fly fishing, I'd highly suggest to get up there now because it's quite visual and it's a very, very easy way to fish. But as the summertime slowly starts to wind up and starts to cool, the insect life will start to shut down and they'll stop taking dries. So moving into the snowy lakes, Tantangara has been firing the last couple of weeks. A lot of guys picking them up on flatline Tassie Devils, early morning, late afternoon. No particular colour. They seem to be hitting just about anything. Yukonbean, still a lot of fish feeding down deep. 50 mil slim invaders in darker patterns. Strike Force whippersnappers in the yabby patterns. And using Tassie Devils or Sting or Lofties in around that 4 to 5 metre range on downriggers or lead core line in 4 colours seems to be picking the fish up during the heat of the day. So although it is starting to cool off, we still need to get those lures down deeper. The fish seem to be feeding heavily on yabbies, and the yabbies obviously live on the bottom, so that's where you need to target. So that's a wrap for March. We'll see you at April for the next report.